Alright, number 1 says x is less than or equal to positive 3. So since x could equal positive 3 exactly, we should have a solid dot at positive 3. And x could be any value less than 3, so an arrow to the left. Doesn't matter how long your arrow is, of course, as long as it's going in the right direction and you have a solid dot at 3. The interval notation means all of the possible values of x. The least possible value of x, since this arrow is going to the left, would be negative infinity. And the greatest possible value for x would be positive 3. Since x could equal positive 3, use brackets to indicate that positive 3 is included. Negative infinity and positive infinity always get parentheses. So if you missed this one, -1. If you got the graph but missed the inequality, -1/2. Just keep track of your minus points and report this grade to me sometime today, please. Number 2, c is greater than -4. We have to put an open circle at -4 to indicate that -4 is not included in the possible values of c. But all the numbers greater than are, so the arrow should be going to the right from that open circle, arrow to the right. The interval would start at -4, but not include -4, so you indicate that with parentheses. That's the smallest possible value, but it's not included. The greatest possible value would be positive infinity, which always gets parentheses. 3 says t is greater than or equal to positive 5. So t could be positive 5, so a solid dot at positive 5, or any value greater than 5, so the arrow should go to the right. So that's the graph. The interval goes from 5 to positive infinity. Infinity always gets parentheses. Positive 5 in this case gets brackets because t could be equal to positive 5 exactly. Brackets and the closed circle mean the same thing. Open circle and parentheses mean the same thing. And I showed you how if you have parentheses next to each other, they kind of look like an open circle, and that's one way to remember that. For j is less than 1. J cannot equal positive 1 exactly, so we use an open circle to indicate that, but it could be any value less than positive 1, so the arrow goes to the left. The interval goes from negative infinity to 1, but since the 1 is not included, we indicate that with parentheses. Negative infinity and infinity always get parentheses.